What is up, everybody? I'm George Masi. So, 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After Season 7, Episode 10 has aired. Now, we checked in with Jenny and Sumit, and we saw a lot in their scenes. So, apparently, we learned that Jenny has never gone out to the market to buy groceries alone. Now, we do remember when she first got into India, she was told that it wasn't safe always for her to go out alone without her husband. So we're learning now that that isn't necessarily true. That is a precaution, but it's not something that you can't do. So Jenny goes out to the market, and apparently the people in the market don't have set prices. So you go up to them and you fill your basket, and they can charge you any price that they want. So meaning you could pay $10, the person behind you could pay 3, the person in front of you could pay 5. So it's very, very interesting how their market works. It would never work here in America. We definitely want set pricing, and we want to know that we're getting a good deal. So 3 days after arriving back from their honeymoon, Sumit has followed through on his word, and he's going back to work. Now, we're actually learning that his job is a joint venture between him and his friend that they actually started right at the beginning of the pandemic, and they had to close for the pandemic, and now they're reopening. It's a takeout only food restaurant where you can order ahead of time and take out. And Sumit is saying that he's going to need to put in a lot of hours in order to make this work. So, as far as I can tell, there's only 2 employees, Sumit and his best friend, and they're going to be running this restaurant on their own. And I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. I feel like any food service restaurant needs definitely more than 2 employees. And we're also learning that Sumit is looking for a way to get out of the house. He doesn't want to continue this retired lifestyle that he's been living with Jenny for the past years. He wants to go out, he wants to work, and he said that his social life has become non existent. So he does want to start spending more time outside the house. Now, this is an interesting concept because they've been together for so long, and Sumit has spent all of his time with Jenny, and he hasn't worked all this time. I'm trying to understand what caused this change. It's almost like Sumit is starting to change on Jenny, going from Kama Sutra classes to zip lining to going back to work and even considering working 6 days a week, knowing that his wife is in a foreign place where she isn't really loved by his family and doesn't have a lot of friends. What is really going through Sumit's mind? Some people on Twitter seem to think that this means that the honeymoon phase is over and they're actually starting to fall into their married slump. So a lot of people call the marriage slump. You kind of get tired of doing the same things over and over and spending time with the person that you once spent every moment with. You start to want a little alone time, me time, and things to do outside of the marriage. Now, I don't know how that's going to work because Jenny does not want Sumit going out, coming home drunk, staying out late, all while she stays home and waits for him, and also him working 6 to 7 days a week. She wants to move back to America and bring Sumit with her, and they can start a new life. Now, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work because Sumit not only said he's not moving back to America, he also wants to either adopt a child or have a surrogate to have a child to please his family to get back in their good graces. So leaving the country has never, ever been a part of Sumit's plan. So will Jenny and Sumit be able to overcome these obstacles, or will this relationship crumble under this type of pressure? All right, guys, I'm George Masi. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms at George Masi and at georgemasi.com for all your 90 Day Fiancé news and updates.